This is a preview of AOTF podcast number 15 that we'll be doing after E3.
Or during.
Yeah. Or during. We're trying to figure that out. So, but right now we're doing AOTF podcast number 13. How's it going, Anthony and Will?
How you doing?
It's going good. Lucky
Doing
13.
good.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13.
Man, we have been doing quite a few podcasts. It's
One a week. We've been on
not
schedule.
yeah.
Soon it'll be 50, and you won't even know what happened.
Yeah, we'll look back. Look back like I looked back at number 10 and just say, oh my god. Time passes so fast when you're talking about video games and having fun.
Which would explain a lot.
And if we sound a little tired, it's because E3 is looming on the horizon, and this week was jam-packed with news. Am I overselling it? Was this week not a little insane?
I think it's kind of been surprising just how many. I mean, we always get leaks, right? The weeks heading up into E3 have traditionally seen, whether it's just stuff leaking out or whether it's official announcements like we saw this week. You get these announcements ahead of E3, but I think, more companies are just saying, well, fuck it. We still control this message. Let's put it out there. And, it's hard to imagine why they would want to shy away from announcing stuff at E3 other than, it leaking.
Yeah.
Like the potential for stuff leaking and ruining the surprise. So, I did not expect Bethesda to say, okay, we're going to announce Fallout before E3. It's like... That was a shocker,
Yep.
Obviously.
But I think it sort of makes sense thinking about it, and especially what you just said, where they can control the message. Right now, everyone is talking about Fallout. Everyone is talking about Fallout. Let's say that they held it.
Good and bad.
And they announced it at their conference Sunday night. Come Monday morning, everyone's talking about Microsoft, then everyone's talking about EA, then everyone's talking about Ubisoft, then Sony, and Fallout gets lost in the mix. I think everyone still would have been excited because Fallout is gigantic. It was a huge announcement. For right now, it's the only announcement that everyone's talking about.
I don't think it's just that. I think it's that they're like, all right, let's put Fallout out there because everybody at this point, screw it, guys. Everybody knows coming.
Knew.
so how about we put it out there and get more people to come and watch our conference when we stream it. Therefore, we're going to show the gameplay right then and there, and people will be hyped for it, and more people will watch.
They better show gameplay, I'll say that. Because now we've gotten a tease. We got a little bit of in-game footage.
Their Twitter keeps going. They're like, here's some more in-game footage from the trailer. More in-game footage. Check out more at our conference.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of news that this game's coming out this year.
Yeah.
If it is.
We saw a lot of stores listing a 2015 as just kind of a TBA, and then another article from Damien pointed out that one website listed a specific date, which was like October 2015. So it's coming soon if these turn out to be right.
Yeah, it's just a whole different schedule than how they did Skyrim, because Skyrim was like an announcement in November and then a whole year of kind of hype up to E3 where they just kind of showed gameplay again, and then that summer they had it playable, and then I think they released it that fall. So
I think it came out in December.
Yeah, I think it was something like that, November, December. But
November.
the way that they controlled that was a lot different than this. Like saying, "Hey, this is Fallout 4. It's playable right now, and it's going to be out this year." That's a pretty quick, I just don't see that happening. Maybe it will come out this year. Who knows?
I think it will. I think it makes sense. I mean, if you look at Sony particularly, they have nothing scheduled for the rest of the year. Maybe nothing major, nothing first party, really. What if they already knew? What if they knew that this big game that's going to sell massive, massive amounts, we all know it will, was coming in October,
Yeah, but it can only sell as many consoles that are out there, you know?
And they're the number one selling console.
Okay. But do you think like a game of that size is I don't know how many consoles are out there for Microsoft and Sony combined right now. I mean, obviously they could sell a lot on PC, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and
the,
I don't think there's a lot of crossover. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of competition between Fallout and say Uncharted. I think the
Yeah.
same people will play them, but I'm saying people who are going to buy Uncharted are going to buy Uncharted. Having Fallout at the same time isn't really going to affect that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when they released like Skyrim, there was way more consoles out there. Even when they started releasing those Fallout games, there was way more
Yeah.
consoles out there on both sides. So I don't know. It just seems weird. Like the whole waiting for like the market to get saturated or whatever, installed bases to get higher, made a lot of sense because they're waiting and trying to have the same kind of success that they had with Skyrim in Fallout. And I don't know, this year maybe they just expect a lot of people to make the I don't know how many people are still hanging on for these big games to come out for the new consoles, but there's got to be a lot of people that haven't made the jump yet.
I think something in their favor is the people that do have a current gen console are the people that would buy a Fallout game. Their audience, I don't think, is sitting back and waiting for anything. I think their audience made the jump first.
So now you guys would probably know better than me, but in the past, has Fallout or Bethesda had any exclusivity as far as content, like DLC? Like
Yeah, the
Skyrim or
downloadable
Fallout?
content. Yeah,
Yep.
the downloadable content was, I think it was an Xbox exclusive first for at least for Fallout 3, I believe.
Yeah, and
So-
Skyrim was just broken on PS3
Yeah.
when it launched.
So
was
what if that's
completely
another
broken.
thing? What if that's another thing they're waiting to announce at E3 for PlayStation? Because Sony has got their hands on all that third-party DLC stuff now. They're kind of like pulling a Microsoft the last generation, trying to do it all. So I mean, that could be something, something that would make people want to buy it on their platform instead of the other.
Uh-huh. I mean, I think it could just as easily be Microsoft getting that exclusivity
Good.
as it is Sony. Microsoft actually has the physical dollars to say, hey, we'll give you whatever to do this, to make this happen. I mean, I think you guys underestimate Microsoft, especially you, Anthony, Microsoft's ability to say, you know what, let's just throw money at the problem.
Oh, I definitely don't underestimate that. I remember when they threw millions at Rockstar for GTA DLC.
And Call of Duty. I mean, they throw
Yeah.
money at these problems. We're like, look, we've got to have we got to do something to make people want to play these games on our system.
But they haven't been doing it. How come Warner and Capcom and everybody's been siding with PlayStation?
Because Capcom might be more geared towards PlayStation. I think they picked the most strategic spots to do it. Call of Duty, that's a big one.
Call of Duty might be gone now.
How do you? Because why? Because
There's
somebody
been a lot of
posted that
rumors.
on the internet.
There's a lot of
Well, Anthony
indications.
posted it on the internet.
A lot of
Oh.
indications.
A lot of indications. What are these
Yeah.
indications? Tell me more.
Well, one primary indication of Sony winning over the exclusivity is that if you go to
Because there's a banner on the Xbox website that doesn't
Yeah,
say
it-
that. I
it
mean,
has-
it very well.
yeah.
It would make sense for Activision to do something like that with a higher installed base on the PlayStation 4, but the millions and millions of dollars that it cost them to do it makes up for some of those downloadable content buyers. But they could
it
let that
makes-
deal lapse.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, though, because of what we've seen with Destiny. It's like, hey, Destiny was a huge hit on PS4. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Black Ops, I think it sold more on the PlayStation platform, did it not? And
I don't see why it wouldn't have. They just have more consoles out there. More than likely, yeah. I'm guessing.
no, I meant on the
Oh,
Oh, you
PlayStation
mean
3.
on? No.
Yeah, Black Ops.
No,
I do
Black
not.
Ops sold
There's no
more
way.
on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Black Ops
Did
sold
it?
a lot more on Xbox
Absolutely.
360. Black Ops
Yeah.
2.
Black
Did-
Ops was a broken
Nope,
piece
there
of
it is.
crap on PlayStation for months and months and months. It was the net code was pretty bad.
Apparently, Black Ops 2 sold better worldwide on PS3, but in the US, it demolished it with 360 sales.
Well, on the website, which is the British UK website for Xbox, it lists exclusive content on certain titles. Like I think they listed, what was it, Rainbow Six or The Division, either one. It had a little tiny, green exclusive content, exclusive game when it was exclusive, like Fable or something. But it didn't have anything for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Why would they not? Like it was chronological order by release. Black Ops was over here and Rainbow Six was way over here, and they had exclusive content for that, but not for, the other.
So
Yeah.
getting back to the topic, you're saying that Fallout 4 might have exclusive content on PS4.
Or Xbox.
That's general. Yeah.
It
I think
could have-
Anthony's pushing PS4.
Of course he is. This is the person who wrote on our E3 schedule shitbox.
I did not. That is preposterous.
Some behind the scenes info there.
That's a little inside information.
That's preposterous. That is hearsay.
All right, Anthony, don't hide your fanboy. You don't have to hide it. It's okay. Everybody's got favorites. But I mean, that is a little bit extreme, calling it the shitbox.
A little bit.
Well, you know what, Phil? Anybody who's listening, Aaron, you know what? You release Crackdown this year, and I'm on that shit. Give me Crackdown or give me
gone.
death.
Crackdown's gone with Phantom Dust.
Crackdown is not gone. It's still on
No.
the thing.
It's gone.
Crackdown's coming.
Crackdown's listed. They released a trailer last year. Got it. Fucking sexy.
We'll see.
It's a reboot, but it's good.
I don't trust half the shit that they said last year because so much of it turned out to be false.
Okay.
Yeah,
fam,
I think they just say what needs to be said to get people excited, which is okay. That's what E3 is all about. Sony's done it plenty.
Hey, The Last Guardian's coming.
Yeah.
Never.
This is what Killzone looks like. Okay.
Yeah. I still want a game that looks like that video.
Yeah. Why not? Who wouldn't? But yeah, I mean, they all make shitty promises. Ubisoft does it. EA does. Every single company that's what their goal is, to get people talking. And sometimes the shit you've got to say to get people talking isn't true. And it's just not possible on the hardware. But we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. We're
And that
definitely
was-
going to get some shit to talk about. E3's coming pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Actually,
Getting
one of the
back-
things that I liked about Fallout 4, the trailer, which people have been complaining about, is the graphics.
I was one of them,
Yeah.
and I'm a
But-
Bethesda fanboy.
But see, to me, that looks like a game that's going to run on an Xbox One. That looks like a game and a PS4 and
You can have your exclusive
and
content.
whatever. It'll run on the consoles and it'll look at least somewhat like that.
Game looks really dirty. Like
It
it looked like a Bethesda game. It looked kind of rough around the edges.
yeah.
Yeah,
Bethesda games always
For a
do.
reveal trailer, though, you just don't see that. But I get how
Exactly.
like half of the internet is saying, you know what? I'm glad that Bethesda did that. It's kind of a real
It's
trailer.
refreshing.
It makes me. It doesn't make me question whether it's going to be able to achieve these lofty goals or whatever that they put out in the trailers, or high spec PCs that are showing off rendered footage or whatever. I get that. But at the same time, when you look at it and going, ooh, that doesn't, that some of this stuff
Yeah,
doesn't
but
look like, some of the
you're
animations
saying-
and stuff just look like, oh, that looks a little bit robotic, or
You're
the
saying
way that it's
without
probably
knowing
going
the
to look.
You're not knowing the logistics of it. For all we know,
do you
they
mean?
could announce that they can announce at E3 there are no load times, unlike any other Fallout. You can go from place to place. You can fast travel, no load times, nothing.
Yeah, I can take lowered graphical fidelity for stuff like that. Like, give me a bigger world, a more active
If you
world.
think that those games are going to have no load times,
It's an example. It's okay.
that's not possible on these consoles.
It's an example.
I'm sorry, wait. What was that voice you just did, Kyle? What the hell?
That's my calm down. Calm down.
Jesus,
It's
Woody Allen.
just-
there's
I don't
just-
know.
There's just no way that. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a game developer, but Bethesda has never made a game where you don't walk into a door and it
Okay.
takes time to load.
So it has load times, but let's say that it has lower graphics because the worlds are more active. You have
Because these consoles are
sure.
low-end PCs.
Yep.
720p on Xbox.
Sure. I am interested to find out
Upscaler,
those
baby.
stats.
They've got the upscaler.
I'm hoping it is 60 frames on the consoles, but
There
see.
is nothing that
Probably
Bethesda
won't
can
be.
say that will make me want to play that game on a console.
that's yeah. I mean, I'm definitely
would-
going to play it on my PC, but
There's only
yeah,
Play
I
that
have
on
concern for my console.
there's only two
friends.
words they need to say for me to get that game. Collector's Edition. Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll probably be getting that one too.
Nope. No. And you can already pre-order it. You haven't put your money down?
There's no
No,
collector's
wait,
edition for pre-order
We're
yet.
waiting for the collector's edition. What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
You know it's coming. You know there's gonna be a little pit boy.
So
You know
here's
there's gonna be. Come on.
No,
Here's
that's
the real
something. I
question.
mean, I like something like that. A little Pip-Boy for the desk wouldn't be
there
bad,
you go.
but I'm not getting it.
Now, what about if there was a collector's edition of XCOM 2, which I
Oh.
know you are excited about?
Yeah, I am. That game looks really good.
There you go.
I just like some of the whole the aliens have already taken over Earth and you're fighting from the inside. You know that
Hey.
looks cool, man. I really do like the
now-
sound of that.
That was a big surprise, actually. That came off of some
That was
website.
not a surprise.
That was not a surprise in any.
What are you talking
form.
about?
No.
It came off.
You
of some
asked me what I
website
thought it
people were
was a
talking
couple
about.
weeks before that, Anthony. I was like XCOM.
Yeah, it was either
I thought people
XCOM or
were saying it
Mafia
was
3.
something else.
Yeah.
It was either XCOM or
Oh,
Mafia.
did this take off your Mafia 3 from?
Pretty
yeah,
much.
that-
I mean,
let's let it be known that Anthony was
I
wrong
was-
on Mafia.
I was wrong
3.
once, guys.
Oh my
It's
god!
okay.
No, if
It's
you go back
okay.
to the annals of this podcast, you'll find that I called Fallout 4 because I said first off, I said I'm going to go with the obvious, Fallout 4.
Yep.
Just because
And we
you
all
agreed with me
vehemently
doesn't mean
disagree
that
with
was
you, as
Yeah.
per Anthony.
right. No, who cares who's right or wrong? We'll find out who's right. They could have a surprise Mafia 3 booth behind closed doors, Anthony. And we
Don't
wouldn't
get
even
my
know
hopes
about
up. Don't get my hopes up.
So,
But-
would
but
you
for-
actually get a XCOM 2 collector's edition? It's a PC game, so there won't be. But let's say that there was.
Just because it's a PC game, you say there won't be.
Yeah,
There
I
was a
have a
collector's edition for Witcher.
strict policy
Pretty
on
rare.
this.
There's a collector's edition
My
for
strict
Witcher.
policy is I will not pre-order it, and I have never bought a collector's edition. I don't know what you guys don't understand about that. I look at that shit, and I
You know
do
what?
not. It does not appeal to me in the least. Not in the least do I think and go, oh, I gotta have that statue, or I gotta have that book. The stuff that I have gotten that I do have is from like when they send out the review stuff, right? Like they'll send you a collector's edition, or they send you the steel box, or they send you whatever. I've never gotten a statue actually, but those collector's editions are cool. I get the appeal. I get like people that are really into that kind of stuff. Some of the booklets they're really well made, super detailed, very cool collector stuff. I get it, but I would just as soon throw that stuff in the trash after looking at it than keep it somewhere. It's just garbage, in my opinion.
I'm hurt. So if there is a collector's edition for XCOM 2 physical on PC, I am buying you one, Will.
I don't know. I don't need you.
No, I'm
you know what?
getting-
You know what I thought was actually a cooler thing. That thing where you're like, that XCOM board game is what I looked at and was like, that might be cool.
The thing I was talking to you about that you said you
Yeah,
don't play
back
board
during
games.
Christmas, I don't play board games, but that I was like, ooh, yeah, that looks kind of cool. But I wouldn't have anybody to play that with, grown man. Regardless, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. No, to answer your question,
All right. But you are
emphatic no.
excited about the game. though.
Absolutely, I will. I bought XCOM in the last Steam summer sale. Didn't play it, but I really do like that game. And there's been a lot of games recently that have reminded me of XCOM, Invisible Ink, and obviously the latest Massive Chalice. Those games definitely took some pages from XCOM. the new XCOM, and it reminded me some of the really good things about that game. And I'm guessing that Firaxis will knock it out of the park again, because I thought the last XCOM was pretty good.
Yep.
So now I'm gonna ask. I mean, because I'm a console player, I played the first XCOM on PS3. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. I mean, it was very hard, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's what's cool about it.
That's the appeal. But why no console version? Do you think the console version just didn't sell enough to warrant a console version, or do you think they're catering to their core fan base?
I don't know. I owned it on both. I owned it on Xbox 360. I owned it on PC. But I guess the PC, I would just think that there's just always a bigger market for strategy games on PC than on consoles, because traditionally that stuff hasn't worked very well on consoles. Even though XCOM did. I don't know why they're doing that. I think they said the PC would come first, actually, is the verbiage from the announcement, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think it is at the moment PC only.
Okay.
And
We'll have
it
to
is
see.
announced
I thought I read
only
some
for
stuff.
Windows, Linux, and Mac.
I thought I had read some kind of talk after the fact that, they're still... It's just going to come to PC first. I don't know. Might be wrong about that, but if I'm right, you heard it here first. Or second.
Yeah, I'm seeing some discussion over it, but nothing specifically indicates that it's going to come to consoles. But like Anthony said, it worked, or you said it worked on consoles pretty well. I don't see why they wouldn't release it on there, but going PC first seems to be their strategy, and that sounds good to me as a strategy game. That's where their audience is.
Yeah, they probably sold a ton on Steam.
Yep.
I don't know. That was very popular at the time. I mean, I bought it, like I said, less than a year ago. I will definitely play that again before E3. I have a long list of games that I've got to play before E3 to get refreshed. XCOM is going to be one of them. We're going to probably see that. They'll probably play that for us at the 2K booth they did last time around. Just showed off a demo of how that stuff works. I'm really excited to see some of those new, like one of the guys running around with a sword. That looked kind of cool.
Yeah, they said you're going to use a lot more guerrilla tactics, so that's pretty interesting. I need to play XCOM before we go too.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I really like that game. Really do. But yeah, so aside from that, are you guys excited for the Uncharted collection?
I definitely am, because I have to admit, I haven't played any Uncharted game.
Are you kidding? Never?
Never. I own all three of them.
Dude. Oh, you do? You own all three? You're just that kind of collector, aren't you?
I am.
I've got to have this, or I've got to turn in my gamer card.
Exactly.
But
I don't have time.
I'm not going to play it. Just like The Witcher. You haven't played The Witcher yet either.
Nope. I own all three.
You're a hoarder. A game hoarder.
Definitely. Yeah, I got Uncharted 3 through PlayStation Plus, I think. It was just the single player. Which just, the remastered is as well. And I got 1 and 2 in the package. It was like $10 for both of them, so I just grabbed it. But that was right when the PS4 was coming out, so it kind of went away from my PS3. And so this is perfect. I'm definitely going to play. I'm going to try and play through all three of them.
I've never played the first one.
I've heard it's skippable.
Yeah, I heard it's the weakest one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I started with 2. That was the first game I played when I got my PlayStation 3. So, yeah, I was late to the PS3. I definitely didn't pay $600 for mine. I did one of my Craigslist deals, and
$150.
It was actually less than that. I think I paid $125.
God.
For a Slim, and then proceeded to Blockbuster, because I think there were still Blockbusters at the time.
Nice.
And picked up God of War 3.
Way to date yourself, man.
Hey, I worked at Blockbuster. So.
That was only that was 5 years ago. It was right when the site started.
When the PS3 was out.
Yeah. Got a.
I paid $600.
Of course
I
you
got
did.
it the week of.
Yeah.
I
You're
don't-
like, this
yeah.
is a
I got the
best
last
thing
one at my
ever.
wall. I got the last one at my Walmart.
Really?
Last one.
So have you
Day
played
one.
Uncharted, Anthony?
Of
course
course
he
I
has.
have.
All
I've
right.
platinumed the first 2 games.
You're gonna get
Don't fuck with.
the remaster anyway?
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna platinum that shit all over again.
Yeah. I mean, they said it's going to be 1080p, 60 frames. They're adding and changing a lot of stuff based on feedback. So
Well,
it's looking like a really good remaster. You know, we talked a lot last week about remasters, and this seems like a good one.
This is a good one because it'll introduce fans, PlayStation 4 fanatics, who haven't played the game on PS3. Because, I mean, as they announced, I think they announced it last year at E3, 48% of owners, PS4 owners, did not own a PlayStation 3.
Yep.
So it helps them in this way, kind of like what they did when we God of War. Certain ones you can understand, whereas certain remasters are like, why? That came out 6 months ago. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, this one's all 3 games. Just the single player, to be fair. But
Yeah,
still,
that's a little downside. That's causing a little.
That's not downside.
Uproar.
I don't think the Uncharted games are that good multiplayer wise. I think Naughty Dog didn't really hit their mark until The Last of Us.
So it's the same. I feel it's the same as The Last of Us multiplayer wise.
I don't.
either way, I mean,
Running
with
around
I
Uncharted,
think
guy.
it's
Come
refined. It's refined. The systems in that are refined compared to Uncharted 2 was not a refined multiplayer game. It was okay.
It was okay, yes.
It was an okay cover third-person shooter, you know.
Uncharted 3
It
was
was alright.
pretty fun.
Uncharted 3 was okay. Like some of that, yeah, I mean, they were doing some stuff that other people weren't doing with the scenarios. Like that stuff was pretty cool. I do give them that. But I think they didn't hit their mark until The Last of Us. But my thing with this one is they put out The Last of Us and it was good. I really enjoyed that game and have consistently, when I'm thinking like, what can I play right now? What do I want to enjoy? I will go back to that game again at some point. I know that's worth the money. It was worth the remake, and I'll play it again. Same with these Uncharted. These are something for collectors, where you're going to be able to go back and play that. Especially coming up into Uncharted 4, this one makes a lot of sense, and they've proven that they can make a good remaster. I'm really excited to see what these games look like because they're already beautiful. They were beautiful on the PS3. They're probably going to be mind-blowing on the PS4.
See, I have a lot to say about this actually, because how these were large games on Blu-ray, so people are talking. I was thinking this could be the first multi-disc remaster for the PlayStation 4.
There you go. You better get up and get your discs.
sounds
You know,
fine. Sure.
Gonna have to get
Hundred,
mine.
I'm good with that.
100 gigabyte digital.
Yeah,
That's a lot of downloading.
that's a lot.
I don't know.
And also, I mean, if you watch the trailer, you know, you have Sully talking about it like he was this great hero. What if they're building up Uncharted 4 like Sully's gonna die, but in the end, Nathan Drake actually dies? Because that's why it's called the Nathan Drake Collection. Not
Man,
the
do you
Uncharted.
just sit around all day and go? Do you just sit around and think of like the craziest shit you could think of? What if they are?
No.
What
I'm not.
if they're
It just-
they're
it
making
comes to
Mafia
me,
3?
Will.
What?
It
Oh,
comes
it
to
just
me,
can't.
man.
You're just looking at it and going. It just hits a synapse in your brain and goes, "I got it.
I got it, man.
I got it." This is
Eureka.
what they're trying to do. They're
You're-
sending me secret messages through the
It's
video.
Eureka.
I get that they're calling it the Nathan Drake collection because it's 3 games that star Nathan Drake. But what if it also means he's gonna die? What is that?
It's a
It's
tribute.
the Drake collection because he's the star of all 3 games.
Think of the
Yeah.
voiceover that was in the trailer for it.
Uh huh.
He basically hints, you know, that it was like he was a great guy, blah blah blah. He's telling a story. Why would he tell a story if the guy is, you know, there? He's telling a story.
Find out.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, man. I'm not saying it's not impossible.
It's
but
just your
like
logic.
that.
Get there.
Yeah, I don't look at stuff and do that. I just don't. Oh, you know, draw those things or postulate on the potential, like what the meaning behind it other than Naughty Dog trying to make some money. I just don't
Yeah, I mean,
look at it like
well,
that.
they're trying to fill a gap, that was made because of, the delay.
Yeah, they're trying to fill a gap. I don't think this is a gap filler.
No.
I also think that this was planned to be a pre-E3 announcement because, I mean, Neil Druckmann even went on and said, oh, that came out a few hours early, where people were thinking that this was going to be a big E3 announcement. I think they meant to announce it today,
Yeah.
but it just leaked a few hours early via the midnight timing with the UK and all that, the PSN store.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would argue with that.
Yeah,
It was planned for today. They had plenty of stuff ready.
This is a big thing as far as NeoGAF and all those hardcore PlayStation Nation fans are concerned. So, what if they really do have a lot in store for E3 and they're just not boasting like Microsoft is, saying, "Oh, it's our biggest lineup ever."
They've literally said the opposite, though. They've said our first-party titles this year are sparse. They're not holding anything back.
Maybe it is all smoke and mirrors, Kyle. You never know.
Yeah, man.
Like, I'm sure that they have surprises, but they don't have.
Street Fighter V is not a first-party title, but it's exclusive. What if they have more of those?
Sony is definitely going to have stuff to... They are not going... I've never been to a Sony show where they haven't said or done whatever is necessary to get people's attention.
And also,
you rarely go to them and they miss, especially in the last few years. Sony hasn't missed in a few years now. I don't think they're just going to be like, oh, we got third-party content. They're going to show stuff. They're going to show stuff that is going to get you excited, and it's going to be well-rounded. I mean, it has been for the last 3 or 4 years. It's been indies, it's been exclusives, it's been new technology, it's been, stuff to get you excited about owning a PlayStation. Their message is on point. I don't doubt that they're going to announce it. Is it going to arrive this year? No. That's the thing. That's what people are, kind of questioning is what am I going to be playing this fall?
You're going to be playing Fallout 4. That's it.
Yeah. 300 hours of Fallout 4.
And maybe a little bit of Black Ops 3 in there if you get some time.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And maybe we'll talk about this rumor that Dark Souls 3 is also going to be at E3. Has the rumor narrowed down anything else about the game other than it's going to be at E3?
Which one?
Dark Souls 3.
Oh,
yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, other than it's going to possibly be at E3 and that it's being headed by Miyazaki himself, which is surprising considering he's still on Bloodborne with the DLC. I'm guessing the best guess is that he's sending...
Do you think he's working on DLC for Bloodborne right now?
Yeah, the best guess is that he's sending, quote-unquote, the B team who worked on, Dark Souls 2 over to Bloodborne to finish the DLC while he goes over and finishes work on Dark Souls 3, or whatever it may be called, for Bandai.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing with the Dark Souls thing is they are really getting, while the getting's good with these games, they are putting out a lot of them.
Yeah, and I think on the heels of the Bloodborne thing, people know Miyazaki now. So if they go, hey, he's behind this one, shit.
It definitely gives it some legitimacy that it might need coming so soon. I mean, Dark Souls 2 came out March 11th, 2014. So that's just over a year ago.
And it makes sense to release that remaster that they did, a couple months back. To go, all right, let's, give them a little taste here, see how it sells, see if this next-gen market is interested in our stuff. Looks like it is. I'm guessing it's sold decently. And they're probably like, all right, now's the time to hit it. Makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it does make sense. I don't know what else they could be announcing. Maybe it's another From Software game entirely. But Dark Souls 3 makes financial sense, obviously. The games have been doing good. They're at a critical mass as far as popularity is concerned, right? So it's not coming out this year, but
my guess
could be announcing it.
Summer 2016.
Yeah, that sounds...
Even that would be still a little fast, but
soon,
I don't... Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, it seems to be on the timing.
Yeah, 2016 sounds reasonable, if it's even that. Well, we'll have to see. I mean, this is an unconfirmed rumor, but a lot of people were speculating on that. You were speculating on that yourself before this rumor was published and then spread around the internet. So I could see that. Don't know how excited I am for it. I love the Dark Souls game, but it's like how many you can play over and over that don't really change the game that much. They would have
Not
to
enough.
change it up a little bit. What?
Plenty.
What's that?
Plenty. I mean, Bandai, they recently, we wrote a story back when they registered it in February, I think it was. They registered something called Soldier Soul, which people thought was related to the Dark Souls franchise, possibly a spiritual successor. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe it's Dark Souls 3 in spirit, but it's really called
Wasn't that
Soldier
what
Soul.
Bloodborne was?
You could argue with that because of the different setting, but that's up to you. And the fact that there wasn't as many shields.
Yeah, but I mean, those are minor tweaks in the overall, scheme of what those games are. They are all pretty much the same, whether it's Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, or Bloodborne. They're
So then
all
Lords of the
pretty
Fallen
much
is
the
the same?
same. The old ass game?
Lords of the Fallen.
I'm not exactly sure which one that is.
Lords of the Fallen was a game that came out
On the PS2 or something?
No.
No,
PS4 and Xbox One.
but this wasn't
Made by From Software?
No, it was made by a different company.
Anthony's
but it was in the
totally
same-
changing the topic at the moment.
No, I'm not. I'm
You're just
saying,
not following
All
along.
right.
I'm saying that it's like the same style of gameplay,
Yeah.
but it's different.
Well,
setting.
yeah, it's popular, so people are going to try and copy that.
Yeah, and on top of that, like you just pointed out, Lords of the Fallen was a kind of a Dark Souls. I won't say ripoff. It was a Dark Souls homage within the same type of genre, and there's been a lot more like that. I think maybe Titan Souls was a little bit like that.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
been
that's
some
a
indie
way
games.
different game.
Just
That is-
saying.
Titan Souls is totally different. Titan Souls may have been inspired by it, but
Yeah.
not even close. I mean, it's just very
There's
different.
been-
But yeah,
There's been
Very-
a lot of that, a lot of Dark Souls-esque games lately. So
And it's going to
they need
continue
to
because
do something big.
it's going to continue because Lords of the Fallen was announced for 2017 release, the sequel.
Yep. So more Dark Souls-esque games means you need to deliver something fresh when you do
More-
it.
More break your controller fun.
Yeah.
That's not
I
a
mean, I
bad
like
thing.
them. I play them all.
I
I
mean-
beat them all. I just don't.
I would love to see the franchise take kind of like what it did with Bloodborne, take a different setting, a different time period. Like Dark Souls is like medieval times, and Bloodborne's more European. Maybe they can do one with like a samurai setting. That'd be kind of cool. Something like that.
Becomes like Assassin's Creed.
Kind of, but a lot more fun with a lot less of a story, which is hard to do compared to Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm down with it. I'll play it. I just got a bitch to bitch, I guess.
I guess we'll see at E3. I think it's pretty solid that they're going to be showing something big. We'll
Yeah,
see
are we
if it's
allowed to say
Dark
that?
Souls 3.
Say what? We didn't say anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Sorry.
Moving on then. How much do you guys care about Steam machines and the Steam controller? Because I'm betting it's not much.
Anthony should care, but I don't care about the Steam machine so much as I do the controller.
Do you care about the controller?
I do. Yeah. I
Do
mean,
we, Mean Machine? What?
I want the controller, but I'm definitely not buying an overpriced PC
Yeah.
box with
I mean,
Steam OS on it.
these had so much momentum and so much promise, and they've just died. This idea of essentially a PC console where you can just plug and play, you're good to go. That was interesting. I've had people just in my friend circle that are so excited for that idea, but I feel like they just squandered it, and now it's just like they announced that Steam machines are coming out in November, and I don't think too many people are super excited about it.
What exactly are they excited about? They're just not technically savvy enough to make a PC, or even just buy a multi functional PC from a retailer?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I've seen is PC fans who expect it to turn console players to PCs.
Oh. I mean, most people own a PC, though. An upgradable tower, right? Or no, anymore. I've just always had a tower that was capable of putting a graphics card in and a power brick that was capable of running the stuff needed to game on PC at a reasonable level. I just don't understand. Are most people just rocking tablets nowadays that aren't?
I own a laptop. I can customize my mouse.
Yeah, I mean, people that aren't into PC gaming already just have tablets or laptops or whatever.
Yeah. See, I don't understand that. I've always owned a tower. I've always had a dedicated spot in my house where I keep monitors and a tower. You know?
I didn't until a couple of years ago. I didn't get into PC gaming until a few years ago, actually. So I kind of understand. I mean, there's still a lot of people that stick to consoles only, while PC gaming is kind of jumping over it in terms of what it can deliver. So why don't more people buy PCs? And the answer is usually that it's too complex, too complicated. They don't want to get into it. They don't want to deal with drivers. They don't want to deal with all that.
It's more expensive.
It is a
lot more expensive.
I just can't afford it. Because, I mean, I was looking at it. As you said, I would be interested in it. I would play it. I'd be able to play, like, these high-def games. But I was looking on Twitter today, when the news, just continued to came through today, and I was like, all right, what's the deal? And people were like, oh, well, the 400 model only gives you a bare bones, graphics card, whereas the $1,400
yeah, but that bare bones graphics card is more powerful than the PS4 and Xbox One, probably.
Yep.
Is it going to be customizable at all? Like, are you going to be able to take parts out when you need it, replace a hard drive, whatever?
I think they are modular, yeah.
Apparently it uses its system memory for its graphics processing. PS4 is weird. I don't know. I don't know what it is. What magic is in there. But
yeah, it depends on how they use it. Obviously that stuff's probably it's way over my head. I don't know.
But whatever this processor is, I think it's equivalent to an 860M, is still going to be, I think on paper it'll be more powerful than a PS4. I don't know that you're going to get PS4 performance out of it just because things might not be optimized for it.
Yeah. That makes sense. But that's not very powerful.
No.
I mean, if you want to be doing PC gaming right at this stage, you probably should be. You're looking at bare bones $1,500. Between your processor, it's probably what, $400 or $500 for i7, a new one.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your graphics card ranges probably what they have, like a $650 Ti 980.
Yeah, that's
down
that's a
to
sweet one.
like the 960.
The 970 is pretty cheap. It's the 970 is $330, and that's high performance.
And there's 800. You put another $200 into a motherboard and another 100 on your power.
I always say fuck it and just get an Alienware.
Exactly, and that's a lot of people
you could.
don't want to deal with it, so they
right. And
that's the idea.
But that's part of the hobbyist mentality of it, though. If you can build that stuff, you're trying to cut corners here and there and build your own custom machine. That's kind of fun, and it's not as hard as people would think. Slapping that stuff together is not rocket science.
Yeah, I think the issue with the Steam machines though is they're kind of in this middle ground, and no one wants that. The people that
they're charging a premium for putting it together for you.
Yeah,
and having it in a more compact space. I don't get it. I would never do that. It's just unless they were making it a luxury to the point where there's a reason to buy this over doing it myself, and I'm not going to have to pay a premium for it. Then you might be able to sell me.
PC Gaming's having that thing at E3. Maybe they're gonna announce something with them.
I would highly
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of
think
Steam
they are
machines.
going to talk
Yeah.
about Steam machines, Steam controller, 4K gaming. You know?
And Windows 10.
Yeah.
Microsoft's going to be there. Yeah. We
So-
shall see.
So you actually are interested in the Steam controller, Will?
I am. Yeah.
I might skip it. I don't know. It just looks uncomfortable. I got to try one really quick at PAX, and it's very unnatural. I think maybe when you get used to it, it's going to be nice, but I don't know. We'll see. I might order one just to try it out, but I'm not super excited.
Well, as it stands, I'm kind of plugging in a Xbox One controller or sometimes a PS4 controller
Yep.
to my PC to play games, and
Same here.
you know,
You could do that.
I want something kind of designed to, yeah, you could plug one into your laptop if you want.
I thought I was actually gonna go out and buy a 360 controller for the PC.
360
Specific.
controllers work well, but Microsoft has drivers right in the operating system for the Xbox One controller.
Yep. I
Now-
just made the switch. I was using 360 and swapped to Xbox One.
I should
It's
probably do
it's
that
nice. Yep. I recommend it.
Yep. And you just plug it in. What is that? Micro USB.
Yep.
Yeah,
Works right
it's
out of the
not-
box.
I would like a wireless solution, you know, like they had for Xbox 360, which I'm sure they're going to come out and charge $60 for.
I think they said that they are coming out with something. I don't know that you need an adapter though. I think it might.
How would it work
Bluetooth,
without
Bluetooth?
the adapter? Oh, really?
I don't know. I may be just making something.
Sony's controller you can do Bluetooth because that's I think how it syncs. I think you can sync it Bluetooth, but I think I'm not sure. But the problem is you run into so many problems with getting that stuff synced up on your computer. It's just not as easy as the console, right? So
Yeah.
when you do have the adapter and stuff like that, like the Xbox 360 one worked flawlessly for me for a very long time, and then it just kind of crapped out on me one day, and I started using the Xbox One controller ever since.
I don't mind it wired though. I don't have
Yeah,
to put
it's not
batteries
bad,
in
but-
it. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yep. But so yeah, I don't know. I'm a little lukewarm on the Steam machines and controllers, but it will definitely be interesting to see how that all rolls out and see if
I mean, if they can
PC
position
gaming-
themselves, yeah, if they
Yep.
can position themselves to where, like, hey, you want better graphics, you one of the people that's complaining about 1080p or 7, you know, get a Steam machine. We can do that for the same price. I don't know if they're going to be able to match that price, but if they can position themselves where they can and they can be competitive, yeah, it would work. You could get people and say, look, you know, it's
think-
going to be the same when people are just downloading games off of the Xbox store or the PS store. You know, it's not going to be much different than just working Steam.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Well, final news, which would have actually been probably our lead off if it had turned out to be true. There were a lot of rumors, or one rumor that Silent Hills was being purchased by Microsoft to go to the Xbox One. Fascinating rumor, didn't seem true, and apparently it's not. Phil Spencer almost immediately came out and said that's not happening.
It's kind of funny
So-
because we talked about it last week.
It was
I-
funny. I messaged
I think-
Will
Yeah,
immediately.
but
I think Will started it.
joking about
Yeah.
Will started the rumor.
Will is definitely the source of this. I'm
Blame
sure of
him.
it. Yep.
Blame him
It's-
100%.
It sounded half absurd and half kind of legit. And
So
then
crazy, it just might work.
I got
Maybe-
so
well,
excited.
now I'm going into the tub here to put on my conspiracy theory hat and say Phil Spencer's just fucking putting up smoke screen.
Is he lying? Save the surprise for
lying.
E3.
Bald
pulling-
face lying.
The
He's
lights
pulling-
come down. The lights come
He's-
down.
He's pulling a
Okay.
Jaffe. He's
Hold
pulling a
on.
Jaffe.
I'm going to paint a picture for you here. The lights come down. A spotlight comes on. Hideo Kojima. Another spotlight. Guillermo del Toro. Another spotlight. Norman Reedus. Silent Hills comes up. Everyone goes crazy. It'd be insane. Be completely insane.
Yeah, that
Not
would
gonna
be
happen.
insane.
Not
Probably
gonna
not going to
happen.
happen.
But it would
The
be amazing.
spotlight's going to go down. It's going to be Phil Spencer standing there.
We didn't buy
We-
Silent Hills. I'm sorry.
We got nothing.
No, it makes a lot of sense for them to not let that rumor get out of hand, because
Yeah.
then people leave that conference going, "Fuck, I was really expecting to hear something about Silent Hills." You know, I don't think it's. I'm just joking about the Phil Spencer lying thing.
You never
I
know.
think no, it's pretty. I mean,
It
logical.
did make a lot of sense, especially when they said that the deal was for billions of dollars. Even the whole Silent Hill franchise is not worth billions. Minecraft was worth billions.
They
Silent
had
Hill.
to consult Dr. Evil for that number.
I don't know,
Has
man.
millions,
Don't they make like
billions.
movies and stuff as well?
Even with those, though, billions?
Doesn't Sony own the rights to the movies? Sony Pictures? I'm not sure. Might be wrong. I don't even know who owns the rights to the movies. I know they own Resident Evil. Yeah. So I don't know who does. Can you look? Look that up. Who owns
Yes,
the rights
sir.
to Silent Hill? I'm serious.
Hold on.
I'm curious.
Who cares who owns the right to Silent Hills?
The movie, you're asking?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sony.
I think you put that to bed. I don't think we're gonna hear anything about Silent Hills.
The box
if we-
office for the first movie was less than 100 million.
Really?
Yeah. And no Silent Hill game by itself on any one system, according to VG charts, has sold over 1 million copies. No, wait, sorry, that was US. Globally, none has sold over 2 million copies. It's not a series that's worth billions. As much as I love it, it's just not.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Oh well. R.I.P. Silent Hills.
It was exciting for the day that it was circulating.
It's interesting because now there's a like a thing going around. What was it? What is it? Petition or something going
Oh,
around? Yeah, Norman Reedus is backing it. Guillermo
There's a
del
lot of
Toro,
people that want
Guillermo
this game
del
to come back.
Toro. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of people, big, important people want this game to come back.
You
Konami doesn't
rarely,
care.
Yeah, you rarely ever see the actors involved, or I guess the producer, who would have been Guillermo possibly, and the director would have been Kojima, backing it as well, going, "Hey, we want to make this too." You know, I mean, even though he's so busy with other movies and stuff that makes him millions and millions of dollars,
Yeah.
this is something that he was interested in the gaming world. And even we talk about it, when it was first, oh, it's not happening. He was kind of like developing a distaste for the industry because of this, because of how quickly it got shut down and canned.
This was Del Toro.
Yeah, that was Del Toro. Yeah.
Yeah, he had
Which
a couple of games that got shut down pretty quickly. So
Very, very
that's
depressing,
unfortunate. I
actually.
won't get my Pacific Rim video game that I want.
I don't think anybody really wanted it, so it's.
I definitely want a Pacific Rim video game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe if it's a fighting game. I mean, what's your background on this game?
Could be anything. I don't care. Pacific Rim. Do it.
If it's like a Godzilla type game, like the one that Bandai's making, then maybe.
Yeah.
Didn't they make
Giant-
like a mobile game or something?
They made like a VR only
No,
game
I think
they
they made a
showed.
PS3 game. They made a PS3 crap title.
a Pacific Rim.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
they did. I'm like 60% sure. I think I saw it up on there.
60%'s fairly low.
What? 2013 video game for 360 and PS3?
Oh!
Where was this?
Oh!
Where was this?
It was where nobody really gave a shit. So under the
Metacritic
radar.
score of 39.
It
So
was a
that's
good
where
one.
that was.
It's where it should be then. In
Yeah.
our
All right,
in
well,
forgotten memories.
I want a Del Toro made.
Better known as a Pacific Rim
Pacific Rim.
cash-in.
Yeah. There was also a mobile game. Don't care about mobile games, though. So, whatever. My dreams are dead. No Silent Hills for me.
Well, I mean, they always got Metal Gear.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
and PES. They had their two.
Which is the non-FIFA related soccer game, right?
We don't know.
Is
Bladder's
it?
out. Bladder's out.
Nothing
So
about
maybe. Yeah, that's true. We're
Let's
boring.
move to
Will.
break.
Let's
Yeah,
let's
that
move
sounds-
on.
I was waiting for a lull, and then it was break. So break time. So that was about it for the news. So let's talk about what we played this week. For me, it was not much new. I played a lot of GTA Online. Really enjoying the heists. So hitting
what
those
level are you?
pretty hard. 50-ish, something like that. I'm not like power leveling or anything, but playing a lot. There's a lot of hackers in that game, by the way. So
Wow.
look out for that. There's a ton of hackers.
What
I
are
had,
they
like,
doing?
3 games. Well, not all bad stuff. They'll. I had one guy that spawned a giant Christmas tree and a UFO. Another guy that spawned
In multiplayer?
Yeah, another guy that went into downtown and spawned like a dozen 747s in the middle of downtown.
That's about normal Grand Theft Auto. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I thought they were
they'll-
going to be keeping that stuff pretty tight as far as. No?
I had 3 games in a row.
That's probably a good
with
story
hackers.
we could get up on the site.
One of my. Oh, that's
Are
a
you
good point.
reporting them?
Yeah, I report them.
Okay.
You should take some video next time.
I will.
Rockstar
My
needs
friend
to know
actually
this.
got turned into a shark, so he was walking around as a shark in the game.
I can't believe they're doing that in multiplayer. I mean, I thought that they've been pretty adamant that they're going to be policing that pretty hard.
Not so far.
Yeah, I thought they
it's been
said
pretty full.
okay. I thought they said they were okay with story mods, but fuck no to
Yeah.
multiplayer.
I mean, the consoles had some hacking as well, I believe, in the
Yeah,
multiplayer. I don't think it
People
was
weren't getting turned into sharks, though.
You weren't changing your different
They
type
were
of
dropping
species.
740s. Yeah, people were
Yeah.
dropping 747s in the middle of the map. They were hacking, like getting XP bonuses and doing mission
Yeah.
stuff.
And
It
even
wasn't
then
that
they-
crazy.
They'll kill
Even then, they
everyone on the
patched it.
server. It's
And it was, well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot difficult for them to police it when it's through PlayStation Network or Xbox Live. Here on PC, it's directly through the Rockstar, whatever, social club, whatever they call it. So it's kind of weird that that's actively
Well, it's just that the
going
people
on.
with it's just weird with the people with the PC game have access directly to the code
game files,
of the
yeah.
game. Yeah, I mean that's what's going on. I mean, on the Xbox, you don't
They can
have that kind of access to the game.
Yeah, they can apparently just spawn pretty much whatever they want. They've had people spawn money all around them, so there's just piles of money in the streets.
Awesome. Do you ever get in on that?
I'm not saying I haven't.
Oh, so you get a little bit. You're not totally
I mean,
against it.
you see a bag of money on the ground, you're gonna pick that bag of money up.
All right, so you're gonna
It-
want to buy in Kyle Conman 87.
I definitely have not done any hacking. That's not something I care to
In a
to-
weird way, it just sounds kind of cool in a real crazy way.
I mean,
you know?
Some of the more fun matches I've had have had hackers in them. Like they do
Yeah, I bet.
some fun stuff. It's annoying when they just go around and murder everyone, but when they're just causing chaos, spawning 747s all over the place, it's pretty fun. I don't mind it.
So
It's kind
I
of
have to
like
ask
Just
you.
Cause 2 multiplayer videos that I've seen.
So I have to ask you now, how does it feel to have the real Grand Theft Auto Online experience that us console players have had for quite some time?
Enjoying it thoroughly.
There you go.
It
'Cause
sounds like it, man. You really stuck with that game. You know what it
I
sounds
have.
like is you made the right choice in kind of holding off.
Yep.
on
Yeah.
that.
I
I
definitely
have that game. I should jump in there with you once in a while. Just see
Yeah,
what the
definitely.
fuck
There's
that
a
is.
new update coming out next week with some new items, so I'll be looking forward to that. Trying to purchase
Yeah,
some of the new cars and stuff.
It's new cars. Is it new houses and all that stuff? I know it's like a lap of luxury sort of.
No new houses for
Super
this
luxury
one.
stuff.
Yeah,
it's
no
a
new
gold
houses.
freaking jet. It's a gold
Yeah.
freaking jet. There's nothing more you need to know.
Yep.
Just buy
gold
that shit.
helicopter, gold jet.
Yeah, I don't have the money for that.
Need to do more heists. That's
Yeah,
what that
just-
means.
Go around and wait for Wait for hackers, apparently.
Yeah, just wait for hackers to spawn money all over the place and run
Yep.
around scooping
Make
it
it
up.
rain. They're making it rain.
They do. The other game I played a little bit more of was Splatoon. Finally out in the wild, so much more people to play with, and still loving it. It's great. So great.
I have a couple of questions about that. One is, how did the servers hold up at launch?
Yes.
Okay. And two, does it have legs? I mean, I know there's a lot of people that complained about content
Well, that's the thing.
shortage.
Yeah, it is low on content now. They've already unlocked, I won't say they released, they unlocked another map, and they unlocked another gun. Apparently they were on the disc, but it was within like 4 days. And they have a lot of new content.
And they're not charging for that.
No, this is all free. I believe that they're looking at a new map almost every week leading up to August. That's kind of been the rumor. They have a lot of content that's going to be coming out. So it's low on content now, but it's going to keep getting new stuff, and that should really give it legs.
Yeah, that sounds pretty that sounds like an interesting way to keep people engaged in the game over time without having to like dig into their wallets in the process, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, all the DLC that they've talked about is free, and there's a lot of new maps, a lot of new weapons. And like people have said, it's such a different strategy for this game where, you know, you're trying to cover the ground, you're not trying to kill players. So having it this slow drip is kind of nice. There's still a lot to learn in these base 5 maps, and we already have another one. So it's, you know, as we get more maps, and they're all very different, the strategies for each one is very different. You get to spend some time with them and learn them, figure out all the strategy.
That's cool. Good to hear that game's
it's been very enjoyable.
there.
Definitely pleased with Splatoon. I think the negativity I've seen has been a little over the top. I get that it was a little light on content especially for a $60 game, but what is there is just it's such a high quality and it's so enjoyable that I think it makes up for that. And then Nintendo's going to make up for that with free content for the next couple of months, and then a big update in August. Something that I didn't look over all of the details, but big changes are in the future for Splatoon.
I don't know. I was playing my Wii U earlier this week, and I was looking at it, and I saw you guys' video. You guys put up of like basically a basic walkthrough for Splatoon. It's up on our YouTube page right now.
Check it out.
And honestly, it made me want to buy the game. I am not shitting you.
Good. It should.
That's the intention, or to dissuade you from buying it. So it was positive. So Kyle kind of turned me onto it as well. Looking at the game, seeing the boss fights, seeing the graphics, seeing it in action, I was kind of turned on by it too. But you know, I would need a Wii U to do that, right?
You need to get one, man.
So
I'm not getting a Wii U.
I pulled up the
Splatoon bundle.
Definitely pick that up. I pulled up the DLC stuff. So new stages released every few weeks, new weapons, there will be a new ranked battle mode called Tower Control. There'll be themed events, and then in August is the big update, and that adds 4 players to be able to form a team, which honestly should have been there in the beginning, to be fair. You can create private lobbies, another one that probably should have been there, but another ranked battle mode and new gear items. So they have a lot of plans for Splatoon to keep it active.
Cool. I mean, do they have premium downloadable content coming for that thing, or is it just all free?
It's all free so far.
Is that the same for like all their games, the Mario Kart and all that, or did they do premium?
That was premium. You had to buy it, but it was pretty cheap. I think it was $8 a piece for the 2 packs, but you could get it for like $13 for both, and that added 50% more content to the game.
How is it that Nintendo can do this and do it well, and no one else follows their lead? Like, oh, maybe we should do something like Nintendo's doing with Splatoon, because they don't make as much money, obviously.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nintendo manages to do it and do it well and make it look like a benefit for the consumer. I don't know. They're very good about that stuff.
I think it's
They
because
do.
Nintendo has a long-term view. They want to keep their customers like me, who have bought every Nintendo platform and buy every freaking amiibo. They want people like me to stick around, so they want to keep me happy. They don't want to just grab as much money out of my pocket as they can and then just never.
Smash and grab your
Yeah,
wallet.
pretty much.
We got him. We got him.
Get the hammer and break the
Which
piggy
I,
bank.
yeah, I see in a
Get
lot
away
of
with their
games
money.
where it's just like we just want give us your money, and okay, now we're done. Go away. That's the
Yeah, I
feeling
wish more
I get.
companies would do that kind of stuff. I mean, it just builds goodwill.
Yep.
Like you said, keeps people loyal. You know, you get screwed over on some of this stuff, and the next time you double think it, and you really do lose faith in some of these companies when they drop some of this crap DLC, man. But, you know, I mean, I'm not a huge DLC buyer, so even when the crappiest of crap DLC comes out, it doesn't make me dislike. But I could see it doing that to a lot of people.
Yep. And speaking of DLC, Anthony, you played some DLC. How was that? What was it, and how was it?
That would be Black Ops. Oh, sorry, Black Ops. Wow. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
He's got Call of Duty on the brain.
I do. Supremacy. Well, they started out by releasing, for everybody who, has the season pass, the M1 or the M4 irons, the pistol.
Yeah, I think that's been on PlayStation or on
Actually,
Xbox for a little while.
Yeah, it's been on Xbox for a while. It just released on PlayStation today in preparation for their, thing coming out later.
Next month?
Yeah, probably whenever the 1 month window is up. So it's pretty fun. I mean, I've used the pistol quite a bit. It's pretty fast killing. I mean, it's very powerful. It's a 6-shooter. And the maps that are included, I don't know all the maps by heart. I know that one of them is a rehashed map from one of the earlier Modern Warfare games, Skyline. And that seems to come up quite a bit. You put on that Supremacy playlist and on Team Deathmatch, and Supremacy just comes up basically every time. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm sniping people now. Because that's all people do. They stick in the windows, they snipe, and now with the exosuits, it's a lot easier to get on top of the building. If you remember that same map in Modern Warfare, or whatever
Modern Warfare
was.
2. Yeah, High Rise
go.
from Modern Warfare 2.
There you go, yeah. People were able to jump on top of the building and do so. So, I don't know, it's pretty fun.
All right. Cool. I played it a little bit as well. Haven't dug into the zombies, but I have messed around on those 4 maps. I think they're pretty good. Obviously, Skyrise is the remake, like that you just talked about, and getting up on the buildings and getting into perch positions on that map is pretty fun. Another one that I really liked was Kremlin. I don't know if you played that one. It's got
I did, yes.
It's got those mines in the middle, and then it's got that long walkway where both sides have stationary turret guns.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing like Skyline, where there's this clear pathway, but then there's these offshoots that people can snipe and shoot and etc.
Yeah, that one was really fun. The people I were playing with kind of liked that one the most right out of the gate.
I got a lot of kills on that turret. A lot of kills on that turret.
Yeah, we were playing. What was it? I forget what the game mode is called, where you take the satellite and you throw it through the. I think it's called Uplink. The game mode.
Uplink, yeah. You gotta throw
where
it.
it's kind of like the sports game where you throw it into the orb or whatever, and the orb was situated right in the middle of that map where the turret guns were on both sides. So it's just a killing field trying to get in and do that. Or maybe it was right. You had to actually go through there to get to the uplink. I don't know if it was right in the middle of that, but it was crazy. That one was a fun one. And then Compound and Parliament kind of felt just, I wasn't super excited to be playing those. But Kremlin and Skyrise were pretty good. additions to the map rotation for that game. Unfortunately, for me personally, I play hardcore. Do you play regular?
I play regular.
Okay. Yeah, I play hardcore. So when they release new maps for Call of Duty, the playlists get kind of messed up, and you can't get into a hardcore lobby of just a specific game mode to play on those maps. You have to get into a mosh pit, or you have to get into
Team deathmatch.
Team deathmatch. No, you can't even get into team deathmatch in hardcore. In hardcore, it's only mosh pit.
No. Yeah, not with team deathmatch. Not with hardcore. Yeah.
In hardcore, it's only mosh pit, and you have to. I think it just throws in all the maps, but those new maps are in the rotation. So you might get a new one, you might get an old one, you might get older DLC. It's hard to tell. So you kind of, if you want to play in that mode, it kind of sucks for hardcore players. But I mean, when they first launched it, they didn't have a hardcore option at all, so you had to play core, which sucked even worse. So at least they're making progress on that front. But it's just not the same for me when this stuff comes out, because I like playing hardcore. The people I play with like playing hardcore. So when this stuff comes out, it's like, well, fuck, now we got to play Search and Destroy, or fuck, now we got to play Uplink or Domination, or games that we don't play. We usually play Kill Confirmed. So when it comes out, that kind of sucks. But what are you gonna do? Eventually, it moves to the regular rotation of maps, but that's not until the new maps come out, a month or two from now. And then by that time, this year, by the time every Call of Duty comes out around this time of year, I start getting bored with it, because I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not going to ever get to play these maps the way I want to play them, because by the time I do, the new game's going to be coming out. So I kind of taper off on Call of Duty in the summer. Me personally.
I haven't even gotten a chance to play the zombie maps yet, honestly, which I heard was really good. I mean,
the last one was good.
Yeah, they kind of worked the story in. They put in Bruce Campbell, so I heard it was going to be good, and they also added, I think, several new perks. So I don't know. I'll hopefully get to try that out sometime. Get some people together.
And I still haven't played Call of Duty.
Since COD 4.
No, I did play a little bit of Modern Warfare 2. That was my last one.
Yeah, I don't know how they can continue to keep me engaged in that game throughout the year. They do a good job of keeping the DLC coming, but whatever it is, every time around this year, I just start kind of tapering off, because they start talking about Black Ops 3, and it's like you start.
It's that yearly release. I can't handle that. If they would even do 2 years, I could probably get back into the series. But a yearly release, just ugh. As soon as I feel like I'm really getting a handle on the game, they're moving on to the next one, and I don't know, loses me. Do you think you're gonna still stick with it? You're gonna get Black Ops 3?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna get Black Ops 3, man. I'm in.
All right.
I gotta get that plane / statue / whatever thing.
Yeah, I don't know about statues and stuff. I really could care less about all that stuff, but I definitely am gonna play Black Ops 3. I mean, they would really have to shit the bed for me to be like, well, fuck this.
Ghost wasn't bad enough?
I played the shit out of Ghosts.
All right.
Ghost was bad. I
didn't think Ghost was that bad. I mean, I did not agree with
Ghost 2.
I thought it wasn't that different from anything else. To say like Ghost was horrible and Black Ops 2 was fucking rad, I don't. It's the same game with a dog.
Ghost is the only one that I have never owned the season pass to.
Well,
I don't know. I think it's fun.
Are we doing a review of that, or we just? Do you want to give your thoughts? Complete thoughts on that?
Well,
I can't really, because I haven't played the zombies yet. Yeah, I'll probably write something up about about the DLC. Kind of take my personal opinion of being tired with Call of Duty out of the equation and just kind of judge those maps on what they are and the zombies and see if it stacks up with, the last couple releases. And we'll see. Yeah, I can't do it right now. I just haven't played. I've literally played it for like 4 hours, so I don't really have a opinion. I've played Skyrise a couple of times, Kremlin a few times, Parliament and Compound a couple of times. I haven't played it enough to really even have seen all the nooks and crannies of those maps.
Yeah, I've probably gotten Skyline more than anything.
Yeah, that's obviously the fan favorite. I love the way they do that. People can judge those remakes, however, but I love when they do the remake maps. They're so fun. It brings back a lot of nostalgia. You
We
remember
still haven't
your
gotten
old
cargo.
hiding spots.
When are we gonna get cargo? I mean, the one on the ship with the cargo, the crate.
Oh, I remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
man.
an old one.
We want that one. Give us that one. Love of God.
Anthony demands it.
There's
I
a lot of
demand it.
classic Call of Duty maps. I can't wait for the ones that come with Black Ops 3. They'll probably be from the Black Ops games.
Yeah, as Kyle was asking, Black Ops 3, even if there's no collector's edition whatsoever, I'm buying it. I don't care if we get it. I'm buying it because that's one game I look at it, I'm like, what will I get out of it without buying a season pass? You'll get a full-fledged story mode with zombies. Why the hell not? That's my one reason for buying it right there. You get your campaign, you get your multiplayer, and the campaign is going to have 4-player online co-op, just like Call of Duty World at War did.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are excited about that 4-player co-op.
That's
we
fucking
were
beautiful.
Just reminiscing about the World at War co-op the other day. I was with some friends, and they were like very excited about digging back into something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember getting those cards with friends, telling your friends where all the cards are and stuff. That was cool back in the day.
Indeed.
Cool. Well, did you guys play anything else this week?
I did. I played Massive Chalice and reviewed it.
That looked interesting, and it was free. It's free on Xbox One if you have gold.
I played it and broke my controller. True story. No, not true
Frustrating?
story, but I wanted to break my controller, but I played it and I saw it for what it was, a really good RTS type game, and the gameplay looked and played amazing. I just
It's
sucked at
turn-based
it.
strategy.
Yeah, I just sucked at it.
Maybe it's because you thought it was real time.
Yeah,
that's probably it.
That's
That's probably it. I was like, all right, let me just move my.
Why can't I move?
It was honestly, I played that and then I went to the other free thing on PlayStation for PS Plus, Skulls of the Shogun, which is basically the same thing. I was like, okay. They both released the same basic game. Same genre.
The Skulls of the Shogun and Massive Chalice aren't the same game. They're two turn-based strategy games, but
yes,
Massive Chalice has a lot of interesting things in the actual
I sucked at
management
both.
aspects of the game.
I sucked at
That does
both.
not surprise me.
Okay, here's what happened with Massive Chalice. I ran out of people. They all died. I ran out of people.
Yeah.
I was left with one piece of land. I was like, fuck this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what
How
I did
far
wrong.
along did you get? I mean, it's a 300-year campaign.
I
How long
got
did
to
it take
like
for all your?
year 150 or some shit.
Okay.
I barely got half through it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just rough. I didn't play it smart. Like it's one of those thinking games where I thought, hey, I can go in and just shoot some shit.
One of those thinking games.
Yeah.
One of them damn fangled thinking games.
One of those things you got to use your noggin for. And
It's like I was saying earlier with XCOM. It's one of those games. It's slow paced. Take it at your own pace. Play the game at your leisure. It's not.
You gotta breed your
You gotta
goddamn
think about it.
characters.
You do need to breed your characters, which I
I
think is a
didn't.
very interesting mechanic.
I didn't breed anybody until like my third, you know, what is it? Research. I was
Well,
like, man, I should probably breed.
that's why you ran out of guys. But
Pretty
the
much.
thing about all these games, whether it's XCOM, like I was saying earlier, Invisible Ink, or Massive Chalice, you don't understand all the systems in the game on your first go. It's almost impossible to know what all these things mean. So it's trial and error, and taking on different strategies in each different playthrough that's the appeal for it for me is how different than anything can be. You learn tricks and you learn tactics in breeding and which characters to breed and when to make a keep or make an upgrade or purchase weapons or armor or whatever for your characters to make them stronger, because you're managing all these different components for the game. You don't learn that on your first go. So if you only played it once, you're probably doing yourself. There's no, a thinking game is something you probably need to wrap your head around a little more than just one time. And I definitely think that's the case for Massive Chalice. The breeding stuff is interesting. I mean, XCOM kind of introduced the permadeath for your characters, and you kind of get attached to them. Like if I was playing XCOM right now, everybody does it. They name the characters after people they know or friends or famous people or whatever, and you send them into battle, and then when they die, you're like, fuck, I lost Larry. Larry was my good guy, and he's permanently dead. In Massive Chalice, these people age, so it's not like they're just permanently in your army if they don't die. Like they will die out, and they're really a really good character. You can breed them, pair them and breed them to make people that are maybe as good as Larry, and they can pass down weapons and stuff like that.
But they will never replace Larry, though.
It's Larry Jr.
Yeah, Larry Jr. But how long? So it's 300-year campaign. How long does it usually take to go through that?
I think about 12 hours, I would say. It can last a pretty long time, yeah.
Okay.
And it just depends. You can take it however you want. So you could start and stop the timeline however you want.
You could suck like me and go through it in like an hour and a half and just hate your life and suck horribly at the game.
Yeah. You could do
or
that.
You could take your time and it could last forever. It'll last a longer amount of time, not forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely can take it however you want, and your skill and aptitude for it will determine how long you last. But my major complaint wasn't necessarily in that management stuff, as far as the bloodlines and as far as building structures and doing research. Mine was more in the actual gameplay, like turn-based strategy.
Yeah.
Which I thought it wasn't bad, but when you compare it to a game like, say, XCOM, I just thought it was a little bit lacking. Maybe not as fleshed out as other games, in terms of like how many different enemy types there were, how many different actual characters you could breed, the variations on them, and then the actual fighting and combat. I thought was kind of rough around the edges. I thought it needed some kind of like defensive posture for your characters, which it didn't have, and it didn't have a kind of like a counter for movement. Like in XCOM, you can pick off characters, you can station your guys in defensive positions, and then they'll pick them off from long range.
Yeah, you could do that in Codename Steam as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, that adds a layer of strategy to it. It's like, well, this guy's going to cover that guy, and I'm going to try and, I thought it needed something like that. It didn't, so that kind of turned me off of it a little bit. But I still really like this game. I'm going to continue to play it. It's got a great presentation. It's a little bit ambiguous as far as the storytelling goes, but obviously it's a real-time strategy game. So, it doesn't have that big of a story.
PC or
I did, yeah. I played on PC, and then I fired it up immediately on Xbox One. I wanted to see how that worked, and it worked as expected with a controller. It worked pretty well, actually. So I played it on both. I started
Nice.
a campaign on Xbox One. I haven't gotten very far on it, but I listened to the theme song quite a bit. It's not bad.
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah, I gave it a 4 out of
it's
5. It's a
nice.
good game.
It's Double Fine. It usually does really good games and very good soundtracks. So not
Yeah.
too
It didn't
surprising.
have the Double Fine humor, though,
That is
which I didn't
interesting.
really touch on in the review, but it had like hints of it. But it didn't have that traditional Double Fine humor that you kind of associate with them, you know?
Yeah.
Which is weird. They do a little bit. They allow you to use either like serious names for your characters and keeps or funny randomly generated names. So like your characters will do battle cries and stuff, and some of them, like when you do the non-serious stuff, some of them can be kind of funny, but they're just text on the screen. But God, did that game have the longest credit sequence I've ever fucking seen in my life?
Did it have Kickstarter backers
Every
in there?
fucking backer, yeah, like 20,000 backers. I mean, this thing, it allows you to do like 100 times speed
Yeah.
going through the credits. Fucking thing still ran for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's great.
Unbelievable, longest credit sequence I've ever seen.
Yeah, it made like a million, made over $1 million on Kickstarter, so it probably had a ton of backers. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting aspect of that game to see how many backers. I was like, what the fuck is? Because at first I didn't realize what was going on. I was like, Jesus, this had a huge development team. And then I slowed it. You can rewind it and kind of go through the timeline. I mean, it's that long. There's a massive like timeline on the top of the screen, and it kind of has little bullet points as it's going through the different like directors, art directors, blah blah blah. So I started rewinding. I'm like, what the fuck are all these people? And it's revealed that they were Kickstarter backers. Suckered in to buy the game that's now free.
Yeah, that was weird, but
Kind of weird.
no, they don't seem too upset, so I'm not going to get upset for them.
Is Massive Challenge coming to PlayStation 4?
I don't know. Didn't Double Fine do some sort of exclusivity deal with Microsoft? Or am I wrong?
That's a good question. Hold on.
But I have to reiterate, I did enjoy my time
It
playing
is
it.
Xbox One and PC. That's
wow.
Yeah.
And
I
Linux.
thought they had like a multi-game exclusivity deal with them. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. But I did enjoy my time playing it. I just was not cut out for the permadeath.
Anthony doesn't like those thinking games.
I love permadeath, man. I love that aspect in any game, almost any game.
That's
Like
right.
they have an even more difficult mode where if you play those games enough, there's ways to get around that like the dying. You just save and go back to revert to your old save. I mean, if you really want to play that game, you don't want to worry about you want to get around the thinking aspect of it and just do whatever you want and then deal with the repercussions later. You can do like rewind to your previous saves, I believe, but they have modes in there where you can't even do that, which
Have
is
you
cool.
played Fire
Like they gives
Emblem?
you as much challenges as you want. I haven't, but I heard it's real good.
You would love Fire Emblem.
I probably would.
You need to
I
get
probably
that
would.
for your 3DS like tomorrow.
Yeah, that might be a good one to bring out to the old E3.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah, I've heard real good things about Fire Emblem. I just didn't want to do it. I mean, I say I love those games and I love sitting down with them once in a while. Like XCOM. I want to right now. If I just had all the time in the world, I would sit down and start a new campaign in XCOM. I just love the progression of those games and the pace. You know, it's leisurely if you want it to be.
That's the thing, though. I think if you gave Will Fire Emblem, he would be encapsulated by it. Because, he thinks these mobile games are toilet games. So he would just be on the toilet forever. Or he would just be on the couch forever or in bed forever
No, I don't
playing
think
these.
there's a difference between mobile games and handheld games. Nintendo puts out a lot of long games on their handheld. I think that some games are perfect for handhelds for certain situations. Other situations, I mean, there are plenty of situations where you can use a handheld where you're going to have longer bouts of time on a plane, for example, on a 4-hour flight. in a car for a long period of time, waiting somewhere for a long period of time, and you have your 3DS on you or Vita. I just happen to use those things not doing those long things. I just don't ever have 4 hours to sit down and play Uncharted or 10 hours to play Zelda or whatever the case may be. I just never do that. Not to say that I haven't. I've sat down and played these games for long stretches of time. It's just, personally for me, when I pick up my 3DS, it's usually when I'm heading to the bathroom. But I get it.
That's a little awkward.
Yeah, Fire Emblem does take. That's one of the reasons that I haven't finished it, is because it takes a lot of time. You really need to sit down and play it, and that's tough with a handheld. I mean, if I'm sitting down in my living room with a handheld, I'm not playing on my PC or on my Wii U or Xbox One.
That's the same
So it
reason I
feels
haven't
weird,
finished like Persona 4, you know, because it just takes
Persona 4
time.
Persona 4 is a leisurely game, though. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, but you have to
It's
like
not
if you want
intensive.
to
It's not an action game.
if you want to do really well in that game, you have to differentiate your time between spending at home studying, doing schoolwork. I know that sounds stupid, or going in the dungeons and getting the stuff you need for the dungeons to make your characters better. You know what I mean?
Well, you
It's-
understand that you have to do all that stuff to get it to where the midnight channel or whatever comes on. So you can't just go to the dungeons whenever you want.
You can during the free days. You get like fucking what, 5 free days or 7 free days, and then the midnight channel comes on. You're forced to do story mode. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't
mean,
think you
have-
could go into the dungeons when it wasn't the midnight channel. I might be wrong. You're confusing me though. I've played enough. I've played like 80 hours of that game.
Oh, that game is so good. I can't wait for Persona 5. God, we're gonna see that at E3. We're gonna be so happy. We're gonna be better.
Well,
The visuals on that look pretty cool.
They do.
I hope it follows the same pattern. I really like that game.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, go on, Kyle. You were saying something?
I was just gonna try to move us on a little bit, see if you guys played anything else.
I played. Oh, sorry.
I'll finish what I was playing. It's going to be brief. I've been playing The Witcher 3 still.
I installed GOG Galaxy, and that's
We're making progress,
one
Kyle.
step closer to
Maybe by
installing The
next
Witcher
podcast, he will play Witcher 3.
3. Probably
Maybe.
not. I'm not gonna
Probably
put
not,
that.
no.
I'm not gonna put that out there.
I continue to like that game. I continue to take it at a very, very leisurely pace. I put a lot of hours into it. I don't know how far along I am in the story. I have no clue, and I really don't care. It's a very good game. I still can't get over the control stuff. It still bothers me. I think on the skill level that I'm playing on, the combat is very simplistic and continually kind of mashy. And I'm playing on like the medium, normal skill level. It's just hit A, hit A, hit A, hit A, hit A. You've got... I think there's a lot of things about that game that I'm not super thrilled about, but the story is awesome. Like, the way that they have branched out every single thing. This has been one of the first games in a long time where I've actually went through the optional dialogue. Like, there's a lot of optional dialogue where you can kind of investigate and explore these characters more, and everything's so well written. Everything just enhances the game and the story in really cool ways that I've been going through, like all the branches, kind of checking out the side missions and stuff, because all of it is just great. I really am enjoying that game.
Everyone's that I've seen is pretty much saying that it revolutionizes RPGs. Just in terms of the detail and everything that is in this world, it seems like it's going to be tough for other RPGs to hold up to what it's put out there.
I'm thinking about getting it, but I mean, I have to ask.
You should,
Will,
and then just don't play it like me.
like you. But,
It's a thinking game.
It is a thinking game.
Well, I have to ask you, Will. I mean, I hate to sound like a prude, but I've gotten a lot of feedback from Twitter and just watching
Full-blown Game of Thrones.
News story unfold. Is it overtly sexual throughout?
Yes.
I have not
So,
yet seen any sexual stuff. I'm
It's
thinking
there.
that
Well,
there is. I'm thinking
I
that
know the
there is
game
because, like,
opens
he's always
with a
kind
sex
of
scene.
like. No, it's not a sex scene. She's
opens
just
with
sitting
a
there
butt.
in her yeah. She's just sitting in there
Well,
naked.
naked. Said naked.
But after that, I haven't seen any of it. It kind of alludes to it, like he'll be talking to these women and be like, "Why don't you come by later?" Like, okay, and then you can say like, "Yeah, sure, I'll be there," but it's up to you. Do you want to go back there? I mean, if it's your priority to see if you can get some side action,
Side action.
I guess you could do it. I don't know. I haven't seen that yet, but I've been playing quite a bit of that game, and I haven't seen anything like that was super sexual.
Yeah, I've
There's
seen
just
you
a lot of like alluding to stuff, but it's never like, here's some boobs.
It's on its way. I'm sure of it.
It is coming.
Well, that's the thing. Is it
Yeah, I mean,
overtly? with,
Why
like,
does that
the
bother
boobs
you? Why do you
everywhere?
want to know?
Well,
Boobs
I
everywhere?
mean,
No, there's no boobs everywhere.
I have.
I haven't
little
seen
kids.
any boobs.
My TV and my Xbox One and my PS4 are in my living room.
You gonna let her
No.
watch you decapitate people?
Yeah, that's probably more gratuitous than any sort of nudity that's in the game. I mean, this dude slices people's heads off. It looks pretty good. Slices their like arms off and stuff. It looks pretty cool.
I'm sorry, but that sounded like you're like, that looks like fun.
It's
No,
great.
I
Slicing
mean,
people's heads off.
the animations on that stuff look really good. Yeah. Like this dude's a badass sword fighter, and the game makes you feel that way, even though you just pressed A 100 times to do it.
I might get it, and it might be one of those games I play after midnight.
There you go.
Sounds good.
I don't know.
Yep.
I mean, it's just one of those games you got to sink a lot. You're gonna want to sink a lot of time into. I don't know if I'll ever get through the whole thing,
That's true.
but
I've been
I'm
seeing
really
you on it
enjoying
a lot.
I'm
You've
trying to
played it
get
a
in an
lot.
hour here, hour there.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably up to about 15 or 20 hours at this point.
Have you
And
had
I'm
any
guessing
issues
there's a lot.
with it? I know personally.
I
You got
did.
the download version. So
I
I
did.
heard there was issues.
There was an issue yesterday. I tried to turn the Xbox on. It gave me an error code that said I couldn't access the game. But also, like right when it came out, it said, because we had a pre-order code, after it came out, like the first week before the first update came out, it just kept telling me it's not time to play this yet. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. They kept whatever the time thing.
Because it wasn't after midnight.
No,
was
but
not-
it was
it's not
after the
time.
game was already out.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, sorry about that. But I've had just a couple issues with the digital stuff on Xbox, but fuck, that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
maybe
people were kind of
digital is not
upset
the
about
future.
that yesterday. I mean,
Yeah.
if they can get it right, I really do like saying Xbox go to Witcher 3 and it popping on without having to do any disc changing or anything like that. I do like that, actually. But turning it on, it's saying, you can't play this, that fucking sucks.
I've only bought 2 digital games. So, I don't know. A lot of people I know strictly buy just digital. And God rest their hard drives. So,
My Xbox is like 90% full, and I've got about 20 games, digital games, that I own but aren't on there. So there are quite a few that I would need to put on a hard drive myself. I have got to make tough decisions. Do I want this? Am I still going to play Battlefield? Am I still going to play Forza? Am I still going to play this? That?
Batman. You gotta play that Batman.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Batman.
You're gonna play that on your PC.
Yeah, I would.
Shut up, Kyle.
That is a game I might get a graphics card for. But now they're giving me even more options. I think the 980 regular is going to be $500.
Probably. Yep.
I think it is now I think they dropped the price with the TI.
I still would say go for the 970. The 970 is just.
I'm getting the TI.
All right. Sounds great. I
I'm just
want to see your
continuing
videos.
to wait. Continuing to
Well,
wait.
is that all you played, Will? Because I played something else. I played something completely different. Kind of, I touched on it earlier, actually. I played Lords of the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of got me in the Dark Souls type of mood. I've been playing that, and I realized how low of a level in that game I was. So I've been just playing through it, and I've been really enjoying my time. I've been taking it slow, trying not to head rush in like some people do in those Dark Souls type of games. It's rather
Why don't
fun.
you just play Dark
I
Souls?
find,
Yeah.
or Bloodborne.
Or
I know.
Bloodborne. You haven't beaten
I know.
either one of them, have you?
I haven't. I know. It's just I don't know why, but I just felt like playing Lords of the Fallen. I don't know what came over me. My friends are harkening me to play Bloodborne because they recently released via patch the level cap that where you can't play with other players unless you're a certain level on Bloodborne. They lifted that so you can play with anybody now. But I'm still over here playing Lords of the Fallen.
It's strange.
It's pretty fun. I mean, the lords that you fight are pretty awesome. I've beat like 2 of them. I mean, it's a lot more. What's the word am I looking for? Structured, or it's in order. It's not as open as Dark Souls. Oh, where do I go next? Which boss do I go to next? Lords of the Fallen is rather straight to task, telling you at the top left. Yes, it's a lot more linear. It's telling you, go here. Go find this guy. But, you can also look around.
That sounds like shit.
Well,
linearity is usually reserved
you really
for
don't
like.
sound very happy that you're playing this game.
I've been playing this game. I've really been enjoying it. I love linear shit. It's pretty straightforward. Just tells me what to do, where to go. That's fine. I mean, there's something to be said about linear games, but I don't know if I would like a linear Dark Souls. That's kind of the fun.
Maybe I like somebody holding my hand.
There you go.
You're
one of those. You're one of those. These damn thinking games don't tell me where to go.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But it's
so is that what you're gonna keep playing next week?
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping I get through it quick. We're ramping up for E3, so I'm probably gonna completely just obliterate my palette and just play everything that I have in my arsenal before. I mean, I'm gonna probably go back and play some New Vegas. So let's be honest. In preparation, I'm gonna probably go back and play some Assassin's Creed.
It's gonna be more like 3. It's from the
Yeah,
same.
I mean, we're gonna play.
Those games are very similar.
Yeah, Unity. Play some Unity. Get ourselves ready for some Assassin's Creed. We gotta prepare what's for ahead of us. Gotta play some Guitar Hero.
Thank you. Thank you.
As much
yes, we do.
Do you still have Guitar Hero instruments?
I do.
I do. I have a ton. I have a truckload.
You should send me some if you have extras.
I thought it was over. I really thought it was over, and I'm like, I'm gonna get rid of this stuff.
No,
seriously, if you have extras, please send. I have nothing but a guitar. I'm using the what is it? The Warriors of Rock guitar for Rock Band 1, Rock Band 2, everything I can find. I'm just using that for everything.
What were you guys as far as Guitar Hero players? What level did you play on?
I think I played medium. I wanted to play hard, but I couldn't do the orange. I couldn't move my hand and get back in the right spot.
I played it at a sufficient level. I will not disclose what level easy that I played on.
To play on hard.
So you're casual players.
As soon as that orange came in, it was.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember so far back that there was a kid in my high school that was able to play expert Fire in the Flames. Like, he got on some TV show for it and he won a car. He was like 14. It was like, whatever.
It sounds like one of those stories you hear in school.
You were in high school when Guitar Hero 3 came out?
It was Guitar Hero something. I think it was Guitar Hero 2. Whatever Fire in the Flames was on, so yeah.
Yeah, Through the Fire and the Flames was, I think, Guitar Hero 3.
There you go.
Yeah, that was fun. I used to love playing that. I used to play that all the time with friends. We'd play against each other in multiplayer. It's fun.
Yeah, my girlfriend can go medium and higher. I just can't. I just can't do the 4. I don't know why, but I can only do the 3. I can't do the 4.
Oh my god, that just seemed so boring.
Because I have tiny
It was,
hands.
yeah.
I'm a small person. What do you want? I look at the 3 fingers.
Yeah, I always wanted to go higher, but I don't know. It never worked, so maybe I'll be able to now. It's been a long time since I played those games.
Maybe I'll play
Yeah.
drums. I don't know. I don't know how the drums or the keyboard work. Maybe it's a lot easier that way.
That's gonna take some getting used to. Getting back into the groove of Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I don't know that I'll play those a lot, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get back into it.
Yep.
Totally beyond that.
Maybe. But yeah, I'm with Anthony. As far as I'm concerned, I've got to, brush up on the games that I'm going to be seeing personally, so I can kind of have some sort of frame of reference as to what has actually changed between what you're showing me now and what you released last time.
So we'll be very busy
Get your XCOM on.
all week.
And if predictions ring true, get your Gears of War on.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be playing what I can, what I own to get prepared. I don't
Sweet.
have anything in the Gears of War collection that I can play right now.
Gears of War was free. What happened? What'd you do?
I am a person who dumps trash. Not that
Judge-
Gears of War is trash. But
Judgment
after I'm
was
done
free.
playing with it, I'm like, okay, I gotta get rid of this shit.
Judgment was free though. What are you doing?
Was
I don't-
Judgment free? I hope I
don't-
got
Yeah.
that.
I don't
Judgment
do...
was free on gold. We talked about it on a podcast. Wow.
What, last month?
I hope I actually went in and grabbed
It was
that.
like a month
Yeah,
ago
I
or
just
so.
don't. I just don't download that. I don't download every games with gold title. I've moved on from Xbox 360. The only thing I use that thing for is to play Halo Wars once in a while. That's just where I'm at.
Hey, they might announce a Halo Wars too. You never know. Prepare yourself, Will.
Yep.
We will. But let's save that discussion for next week.
Save
Which
it
will
for
be the
when I
week
go.
before E3.
Boom.
Next week's gonna be a
So-
big one, everybody.
It will be
What's gonna be
insane.
big?
It just gets gonna be big.
Just more speculation. More crystal ball.
speculation.
More
crystal-
speculation from Anthony.
More-
More
more-
rumors.
More feelings. It's not a rumor. It's a feeling.
So with that, we will say goodbye and close out AOTF podcast number 13. Thanks for joining us.